Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am so challenged, I'm not going to lie. For me to speak for 5 minutes, I couldn't do it, man. So, my name is Robin Banks. I always like to start my presentation with a short little story because I cannot tell you how many times people have confused me with Mark Banks. So I just want to clarify, it's Robin Banks. Mark is a comedian. I am a speaker. He's white, I'm colored, we're different. The story I want to tell you is I'm originally from Johannesburg. When I was 16, I met a guy who was visiting South Africa from the States. And when I met him, a friend of mine was introducing me to him. He says, Robin, I'd like you to meet Bob Hollis. He says, Bob, this is my friend Robin Banks. So this guy comes up to me. And as he's busy shaking my hand, he says, now, did he just say that your name was Robin Banks? So I said, yes, because I didn't get it, like most of you. So I said, yes, that's my name, Robin Banks. And this guy looks at me and says to me, Robin Banks? He says, that sounds more like an occupation than a name. So guys, the first thing I'd like to tell you is I don't rob banks for a living, just my name. Secondly, I know it took some of you a while. Some of you are still going, what he's saying, I'm suffering. How many of you have got children? How many of you have got children, that you know of? And who doesn't have children? Okay, cool. Now, sir, I noticed that you didn't put up your hand either way, my brother. No, you are not sure. He's sitting here thinking there was that one night. And how many of you have been children? How many of you say you're still children? Awesome. I'm going to ask you, please play with me for the next 2 minutes. I'm going to ask you to bring your child into the room, because one of the things I love about children is that children love to play. So if I could ask you, please stand up for a moment very quickly. And if I could ask you to make sure you've got someone standing next to you, move around in a second. Put your right finger up in the air like so. Please make sure you get the correct finger, ma'am. That's your left hand. Other side, yeah. Put your left hand down flat like this next to you. Now take your right finger and drop it into the person's hand on your right. Yeah, some of you are not sure. No, that's right, ma'am. That's right. Now what? That's right. Now what's going to happen is when I say go, as quickly as possible, what you're going to do is you're going to pull this finger away. Same time, close this hand. Catch this person's finger before they can pull it away. Ready? Right, go! Okay, let's try that one more time. Put your finger in. Pin drop silence. Go! Awesome. Please have a seat. So, ladies and gentlemen, I teach a program called Mind Power. My passion is about helping people transform their lives by transforming their consciousness. In the next 2 minutes, I want to speak to you about the power of language. Does anybody know how many words there are in the English language? Anybody? Take a guess. There are just over 500,000 usable words in the English language. Guess how many words most people use in their everyday vocabulary? Most people use between 2,000 and 10,000 words in their lifespan. This means that even if you're a member of the elite and you're using 10,000 words, that means there's still another 490,000 words that you'll never use. And I know that some of you are sitting there going, yeah, keep it simple. Why must I use that? It's too much. But think about this, guys. For every word you use, there's probably another 20 words which says the same thing in a better way. So think of a negative word that you use often. How many of you use the word difficult? How many of you use that word? Things are difficult. Well, what's another word which says the same thing in a better way? Challenging. I looked up the meanings of these words. The word difficult means needing much energy and effort to overcome. The word challenging means rising to the occasion. Isn't that beautiful? Which would you prefer to do in 2016? We need much energy and effort to overcome this nonsense. Or are you going to rise to the occasion? My invitation to you is to rise to the occasion. So language is extremely powerful. And every day we use words. People ask me, who inspires you? I say the person that inspires me the most is me, because I consciously tell myself what I want to think. Do you know how many, if 30 people a day keep on asking you, how are you? And if you keep saying to 30 people, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Guess how you feel at the end of the day? Fine. Frustrated, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. I've got a few sayings that I consciously use. When people say to me, how are you doing? I say, I'm exceedingly well, thank you. I've got a friend by the name of Alan Kleinert. So I say, Alan, how are you doing? He says, Robin, I'm blessed. I'm such a blessed man. I've got a colleague by the name of Dion Engelbrecht who works for Eskom. Oh, did you guys hear that Eskom have passed a new law? Have you guys heard? If you have a power failure, you are not allowed to call it a blackout. It is not politically correct. You must now call it a previously lit area. But whenever I ask Dion how he is, I'll say, Dion, how are you doing? His answer is, Robin, I'm always well, always well. And one day even said to him, but Dion, with all the nonsense happening in Eskom, how can you possibly be well? He says, Robin, with all the nonsense happening in this world, the person who I need to listen to most is myself. So I hope you found that useful. It was a short snippet. Thank you so much for having me. Go well, and don't forget to be awesome. Cheers.